podcast. I am your host, Marcus Stewart, better known as Minister Marcus. The co-host, Brother Twan, he had to work. He making my money. Y'all don't tell him I said that. But I got a special guest today that's gonna help me do what we do today. Big Bro Mario. Y'all probably remember him from the last podcast. So I'ma just introduce him. But before I do, I want to give a shout out to Shirts by Stu, who made my exercise wear. I'm gonna move this so y'all can see it. Shout out to Shirts by Stu, exclusively on Instagram right now. So if you want to get you, there's exercise wear on there. They have pro black apparel. They have all different kinds. They got hoodies. So I encourage y'all, go check it out. It's right there on the screen. Shirts by Stu on Instagram. You can go look at all the designs. They are one of the sponsors of the podcast. Shout out to Shirts by Stu. All right, and so now I'm gonna leave room for the co-host for this evening. Go ahead, Mario. Introduce yourself to the Pope.
Hey, I appreciate you for having me on the podcast. Mario, I play music, I write, sing songs, record, I write books, I don't know. And I got a YouTube channel, got another podcast where I empower men. Uh, but thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
That's what's up. Is that your YouTube channel where you
Yes.
empower men down at the bottom of the
Yeah,
screen?
that's the podcast that we do. So uh I also do a joint podcast with my lady. And that one we encourage relationships. My podcast is more about making men aware of like female nature when they date and when they're trying to find a spouse or um a partner to like build a life with. So, but I make them aware of all the things that they're gonna face in today's dating landscape, and some of it is ugly. So,
Got you. So you and your girl, y'all got a podcast basically encouraging couples to like stay together. It's a love podcast.
yeah, we kind of look at some videos and break them down. Um, and then on that podcast, it's more of a relationship building thing. On my podcast, it's more of a hey guys, look, this is what it is. It's ugly, but this is the type of world you got to live in. And
Right.
some of it creates a lot of other content for me and her channel because, like last night, there was this guy. I don't know what your topic is going to be today, but I'm just saying. Last
That's
night
all good. Just throw it.
we stayed up till about 1 o'clock. It was me, Antoine, Don, and your mom and May, my co-host. But we talked
Babe was
about
on the podcast.
yeah, you're gonna see it. It's gonna be live.
Hey, oh man, hey yo, that's golden right there, bro. That's golden.
Here's the topic. The topic for that one was that this girl was married for 7-8 years and she had been siphoning off money. She was a stay-at-home mom. She had been siphoning off money. The dude got an injury and almost died. And then she ended up saving about $47,000 out of his money, and she didn't tell him. Anyway,
Until he come home in the house whistling.
well, no, it wasn't whistling, but it was a whole thing. I'm gonna let you in on that because maybe me and you can have a follow up conversation about that. But it was
Bro,
stuff
look,
like,
we might get into that later on in the show. That's one of the good ones, man. That's
okay,
one of the good
I'll bring up the clip later on. Then I got the clip. I'll
Okay.
bring it up.
Well, hey, yo, check it out. So for everybody that want to follow that the his podcast is down at the bottom of your screen. So guys, check it out. His content is funny, is real. It come from a genuine place, speaking to us as men. So man, y'all go check out your boy's stuff. Also, don't forget to check out Shirts by Stu on Instagram. And that's all we got. And we're gonna just jump right in. So, the first thing that I do almost on every show, right, is I gotta talk about you Houston drivers, man. I'm sick of y'all. I love the audience, but I'm sick of driving in Houston. I want y'all to know this. My stress levels, right? I got a new Fitbit, and it is proven that as I'm driving,
Why you
right?
disgruntled all the time?
What'd you say?
You disgruntled all the time. Something bothers you.
Man, every time I'm driving, my heart rate goes up. You Houston drivers, listen, use your blinker, first off. Next, if you get over from behind somebody that's driving slow, don't stay next to them. Pass them up. That's
That's
I'm
why.
gonna leave that right there. I'm gonna leave that right there. But just Houston drivers, man. Come on, man. We gotta do better as a city. My boy over there getting it in. All right, so look, first topic of the day, man. I got questions, and I hope you got some answers. So first topic of the day, kind of like the same scenario, but kind of different. So woman is married to a dude. I saw this on one of the platforms I was on. So she's married to a husband, right?
Okay.
They've been married for 2 years, trying to have kids.
Okay.
Come to find out, now he's been taking care of 3 kids that's not his, right?
Okay.
So he comes in, no kids. She comes in, 3 kids. He wants to have one with her. 2 years in, come to find out, she got her tubes tied maybe like what, maybe 6 months ago. She got her tubes tied 6 months ago. What do you do in that situation as a man? Because what I would do is over. Like
Do
it's
well.
straight breakup.
Well, did he ever? Did she ever? Did they ever have a discussion about like if they were gonna have kids?
Yes. Yes,
How many?
bro. Yes.
How long before she tied her tubes? Because you said it was in the last 6 months. So they had the conversation at the beginning of the relationship, or
Yes. Yes. So they had a conversation at the beginning of the relationship. Are you willing to have more kids? Her response, yes. Then when before they got married, are you willing to have more kids? Yes. The only reason why he married her is because he wanted to have kids of his own with her, maybe 1 or 2. But that's gonna put her from 3 to 5 if they have 2, and that's gonna put her from 3 to 4 if they have 1. So
yeah,
she goes, she gets her tubes tied. Everybody was all jumping on me because I'm like, man, divorce her. I don't marriage or not. Like she played you, dog.
that's
Like she
deceitful.
played you.
But see, that's very deceitful. But see, this is a good lesson for men. This is a good lesson for men. If you single and you ain't got no kids and you want to have kids, you got two options. I would say don't marry a woman that has kids at all if you don't have any. Or or maybe she can only have one. If she have more than one, bruh, that's because the thing is,
Not a good idea to marry.
it's not a good idea to marry because it doesn't benefit you. And here's the deal: you're gonna be uh having. I will say this is not in all cases, but you will have the responsibility without the authority. Meaning that how
Oh,
many how many
oh,
how many women do you know when they get with a dude and I had this conversation when I was married before.
right,
We had got like there's just some hard lines that you can't cross with me as a kid. Like I don't allow talking back and disrespect, right? When we
right.
got into when the thing happened and I said, "Hey, look, I don't allow that." And then the mama started talking at me. And I'm like, "Look, you got a decision. If I'm gonna be in your life, I'm either gonna be the male role model in this kid life, and I'm gonna have a say so, or y'all two can go. It's only two adults in here, and I'm one of them. And if that ain't gonna be the case, it ain't no negotiations here. I don't negotiate with little terrorists, man.
You're
So it's
right.
gonna be me or it's gonna be them. What it's gonna be? And ever since then, I didn't have because the thing is, don't touch my baby, don't talk to my baby, don't do this. All right, well I'll be out. I don't gotta take your kid on. I'm doing
Yeah,
you
but
a favor.
see, here's the difficult part with that though. The difficult part of that is like, okay, so from one perspective, I have kids that don't live with me, right? And so my response to that to the dude in the house would be, don't put your hands on my kid. You know what I'm saying? And the issue with that is when it's a step, when it's a step parent, they not on love at that point. Like when I discipline mine, I'm really disciplining them to like redirect.
How can
They
you say it's
disciplining them to like,
how
you
can
know what
you
I'm
say it's
saying?
not out of love though? I'll make an example. I'll make an
Because
example.
it's just different. It's bro. I ain't
It
gonna
is
lie.
different because they're
It's
not the
different,
biological parent. That is different,
right?
but
It's
that don't
different.
mean that they not doing it out of love. And I'll make an example. Sweet,
Yeah, I mean, I try
and
to
you
go.
know my
I try to
character.
go names free, but hey, I mean, look, that's your
Yeah, but that's
situation,
not her
so
real
you
name.
have
That's
to.
not her real name. That's not her real name. But you
Okay,
know her, and you know my character,
I
right?
do.
So do you ever
I
that
do.
I think that I would have been malicious in trying to chastise her, or do you think I would have been doing it out of genuine care and respect and love for her?
That's that. But look,
Hold on.
that's
I'm
you.
going at what you said. I know. I'm going at what you said. Okay. You said that if your kids are staying in the house and another man, right, has to be there, that he can't chastise them. But in my house, if I'm taking care of them, if they living with me, shouldn't I have a say so in how the kids are raised?
Yeah, you gotta say so. But like at that point, okay, and this is just my response. At that point, I'm saying, dude, tell me or tell her, and she'll tell me I don't allow disrespect. Like just because I say don't touch them don't mean I'm teaching them to be disrespectful to you. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm telling them, bro, don't be disrespectful. If dude say something, you gotta respect what dude say. You in the house, you gotta respect his rules. I'm on that, right? But at the same time, like I'm not. I'm okay. I'm basically saying I'm not teaching him. I'm not teaching my child to be disrespectful to no
Let me
adult.
interject
And
for a
if they
second.
hit you with the
For a second.
yeah, go. But do you get what I'm saying though?
I understand what you're
Did you
saying,
did
but
you have that problem? Did you have that issue with the dad? Like
no, but this is why what you're saying can't be. I'm not gonna say it's not valid, but here's what I'm gonna say. If the kid is living in the house with me, right? And you teach your kids to be disrespectful, but let's just say for some reason they don't like me because I'm not their daddy, and
I
kids
teach, I
have
teach,
the
I teach them not to be
I
disrespectful.
understand. I understand. But what
I
I'm
understand what
saying
you're
is
trying to say, but
you
yeah,
can teach them whatever you want, but let's just say a dude come around that they don't like for whatever reason. He could not have never put their hands on him or whatever. He just not their daddy. That happens. I had that conversation with her. You're not my daddy. Until she seen that I really cared. It was that. It was that. Right. But if I'm in a house and a kid saying something to me, right? He book up to me, he stand up to me. I don't care what the daddy say. I'm gonna handle my business as a man because that boy needs or kid needs to understand in my house there are boundaries and you ain't at your daddy house right now, you at my house now. I mean, again, you're right, it does have to do with the character of the man, but you can't tell a man how to run his house. So saying that if your kids is in his house, but I do have a solution for that. Here's what I did in that situation, right? I did this both times. I did actually meet the guy, and I told him, I say, look, man, I'm gonna be around, and I'm not going nowhere. So, you know, this is who I am. I introduce myself and I say this is how it's gonna be. You got an issue with that? Then we can talk about it. Cause I'm not finna be. You said tell a dude to tell you. I'm not finna tell no woman to tell no other man. I'm gonna have a conversation with the man myself so he know where
okay,
I stand.
yeah, no. Much respect, much respect. Yeah, yeah. It ain't
I'm gonna
like
be
I didn't
respectful though. It's not
right.
gonna be a
I didn't mean
clash.
that. I didn't mean that. Right, right. I didn't mean that from a standpoint of that. I meant that from a standpoint of I don't want you
Abusing the
touching my
kids.
kid. Yeah, like I don't want you
But we're
hitting
not
them.
talking
Like,
abuse though.
but
What
see,
what if
that's
what if you what if one of your sons get mad at something he say and it be the man F you and then he punch him in the face? You don't expect him to do anything in that
yeah. Now
situation?
you got to see me after that, bro. Like you got to see me. So look, let me deal with him being disrespectful because I can check that nigga chin.
Yeah,
But
but
you
I'm talking
slide my
about at the
son.
time. No, no, listen. Think baby boy.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
Baby
I
boy.
can't.
Think baby boy. He was being mad disrespectful
Yeah,
to her
see, I
husband.
mean, look, but see, at that point, baby boy's a grown man.
Okay.
So look,
If
my
they
boys is
17 or
teenagers.
18, if they 17 or 18, they dang near big. Look how big our boys are already. If they
I'm
two
not
piece,
seeing no.
hold
Look,
on.
I'm not
If
seeing
they
no
two
dude.
piece, you're not being realistic in that
No, I am. Look,
situation.
look. Okay, I'm not seeing no dude straight. Now, look. Let's say my son, right? If my son say something, bro, you gotta you jack my boy up. All right, got you. But you straight haul off and like give him a left up. Now you gotta see me, bro. I'm sorry. I mean,
Hey, so basically, what you're saying is he got to eat that from your boy.
no.
That's
Look,
what you just saying.
listen to what I'm saying. If he jack my son up, put him like nigga, like you need to chill, go get your daddy or whatever. I can deal with that. You gotta jack him up sometime, or you speaking harsh to him. But I'm talking about hitting that. If my son holler off and hit him or put his hands on him, you get what come with that. But
I'm talking about two,
off
three
the
piece,
muscle,
like
like
pop, pop, pop.
yeah, nah. If my you saying if my son hit him,
That's what I said. That's what I'm talking about. Like if he
yeah,
two,
okay,
two,
okay,
two or
nah.
three piece him up.
Yeah, nah. If my son hit him, you got son. You got to see what come with that, bro. I ain't gonna be mad if he
Now,
you get knocked out. You
now
get
here's
knocked
the
out.
here's the thing though. Now I will use restraint with a kid, but as immediately after that happened, I'm calling you to tell you what happened. Not because I feel
Right.
like I gotta check in with you, but because out of respect for you,
On
his
respect.
dad, you gonna already know. Hey, look, I two piece your boy up, and here's why. Now I would do that just because that's my
Mhm.
character, but other dudes might be like, man, F that dude. I'm not telling him nothing because it happened in my house. So here's the deal. That's a very slippery slope. That's a very hard situation to deal with.
But that just goes back to what you originally said, which I agree with. When it comes to having a person with kids already,
I know
for a
that's
dude,
that's that's why
look,
I wouldn't do
I'm
it.
listen, wait. I'm not saying that I wouldn't do it because I got kids. I can't say that I wouldn't be with no woman with kids. I'm saying it's just it's that's a hard one, bro. That's a hard one. Like I can't move in with you when you got kids. I gotta maintain my own space. I can't. I'm not gonna be put in a, like, I would expect or I would hope that if you got kids, you teaching your kids not to be disrespectful, and you teach them not to come for me. You know what I'm saying? I would just hope that. But to put myself in a living situation with a person every single day with kids that are not mine, I
Never.
don't know, bro.
Here's
I
the
don't
thing.
know,
I
bro.
got two trains of thought, and you tell me if you agree with this. First of all, thinking about this dude, 2 years married, 3 kids that are not his. That's already in a negative right there.
Right.
If
Then she get her tubes tied on the dude. It's
bruh,
over.
first of all, if she had 3 kids, I'm not taking her seriously. If the 3 kids was all about marriage, that would be different. That would be different. I got kids, so my dating preferences is gonna be different. But we talking about if a dude's single, and in this case, this guy didn't have no kids.
He didn't have
In
no
essence,
kids.
he was single, meaning he didn't have any prior obligations. There is no smart reason for a guy that has no obligations to deal with a woman with 3 kids. It just simply does not benefit him, and he
It's no
just
way.
too much to deal with. It's too much to deal with.
Yeah.
You know,
Look, I don't want to sound hypocritical, but I agree. If I didn't have no kids, I could see maybe one,
one,
but
one,
multiple, nah, I
nah,
can't see it.
more
But
than
see,
one
okay,
is.
but that's not my situation, so I don't even want to speak to that. My situation,
I can speak to that because
yo,
the
okay,
first time that I got with a woman on in a long committed relationship before I got married, she had one. Okay. And that's about the most I'll do. This next relationship is different because now I got 3 kids, and so it ain't like I can just go around and say, all right, I'm
right,
not gonna
right,
talk to a woman with no kids because I got kids, so I can't
right,
necessarily expect that from a woman. But like I do have still standards on that. Like I'm not gonna talk to nobody that got 2 kids by 2 different dads. Like you got to be from the same marriage, from the same dude, because I'm not dealing with
uh,
no 3-4 dudes. I might deal with the one dude. We gonna see each other, we gonna have a discussion, but it's just to
yeah.
keep confusion down. When you start adding a bunch of dudes to the man, was all the kids by one guy, or do you know if the 3 kids were by different fathers?
That I don't know. It was just a situation that I saw on social media, and I'm like, bro, I gotta
He
address
need to
that because
divorce her.
for me, yeah. But see, the thing is that a lot of the responses on there was like, "You wrong, you wrong." No, I'm not wrong. Like, bro,
Bollocks.
this man, right? This
Y'all
man,
some simps, man. That's all. Listen,
bro.
if you condoning a dude that ain't got no kids to get with a woman that got 3 kids, and then you want to call somebody else wrong because we saying that you stupid for being with her and she got her tubes tied, and you simps is telling him to stay, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
Look,
I
my
agree with you,
thing is,
Marcus. He need to divorce her.
my
What
thing
reason is there for him
exactly,
to stay now?
exactly,
He
exactly,
has no incentive to stay. He can't have kids with her. She got 3 of his own. She lied to him. She was deceitful. I don't know.
bruh. Exactly my point. The thing with that is though, I first off, it should be on the strength, bro. It should be on the strength that we have this conversation, and you know where I stand. You know where I stand. I know where you stand. So it should be to where like we both have an understanding, and this is what it is. When you cross that, come on, man. Like at what point? Yeah,
You
like
done.
I look at it like this. She just wanted
Done.
somebody to help her with her bills.
Bruh.
That's what it sounds like.
Bruh. At this point in my life, now this gonna sound untrue because I do know that most guys will go for the low hanging fruit. And one thing I preach on my podcast a lot is listen, man, at the moment that you can say no to the low hanging fruit and the easy scores, that's when you start to gain power as a man because
Oh,
then you can't be you can't be put into situations like this with
right.
women that have 3 kids. Because listen, I have higher standards than that for myself. I'm not finna rock with that.
But you
That's not
can't
to
be
say
manipulated.
right. That's not to say that the woman is not a good woman. That's not to say that she may have good character. I just think you don't make that great decisions if you got 3 kids. Like that's just my personal thing, and
No,
I'm
you
not
know
gonna
what?
sign up for that. I don't
So,
subscribe.
nah, I can say this. Sometimes people's situations be different. Like with my ex-wife, she had 3 kids with me, so every situation is just different. I will, however, say this. If you got three, if you got three, two with the same guy or one with the same last guy, I don't see why you wouldn't have stayed in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Because what else are you looking for at that point?
Not no.
I don't.
Well, things don't work out sometime, and
Yeah, and
I'll tell you what.
that's why I say every situation is different. So I'm not gonna just say, oh, it ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna say you really gotta see the situation, each individual situation. But generally speaking, initially off the muscle, it wouldn't look that way. But I can't. I mean, again,
I
I can't.
respect I respect women that have kids from a marriage more than I respect women that just got a bunch of random kids by a bunch of random dudes. So for instance, I might give you a shot if you got two by one dude and you've been married once and it was a legit reason why it didn't work out. I might can understand that because your character might still be good. You might have tried in a marriage. I don't know. But at least you wasn't out here hoeing around. At least you didn't have no bunch of different men that you was dealing with. And it was from a marriage, which is like a long committed institution where y'all was faithful. That right there shows me some things. And maybe two will be okay. Then my girl now she got two, but again, my situation is different because I got three kids.
Right. So look, I want to go back to something that you just said when you said the man that's having standards of saying no to the low hanging fruit. If I don't have no kids, bruh, I don't see no reason to getting with you and you have kids. And that's not me being prejudiced or nothing like that. That's just me having standards as a man. Like as a man, if I have zero kids, I don't care how fine you are. I can meet somebody that looks just as good as you with no
Hold on, are
kids.
you said you disagree with me though? Do you mean you agree with me?
No. I said I do. I do agree
Oh,
with
okay,
you. I
okay,
100%
okay.
agree with you. Yes, a man needs to have standards that are set before he meets any woman, and he has to come up with those within himself.
Yeah,
Before he starts dating, before he starts looking for somebody, he needs to be able to say,
I'm
"I
not gonna
could
deal
get
with that.
what right. I could get what's convenient, but I don't want what's
Right,
convenient.
right, right.
I want what I choose to
Quality,
get."
quality.
Right.
Right.
And I think this is another reason why men cheat on their wives. Like I think they get a girl and then they realize, man, I could have got somebody finer than her. I could have got somebody that made more money. I could have got somebody that's further along in life or that understand a little bit better. But I just got her because this is what I could get in the moment. And so I made it official. And then come to realize,
I think that's a slippery slope though. When you say that oh I could have had somebody better. I think that's a slippery slope because there's always somebody like me. I'm up in age, but I go to the gym. I keep myself up. You go to
right,
the gym. You keep yourself up. So it's always somebody, no matter what, that's gonna be younger than you, maybe stronger than you, that make more money than you. So I don't want to fall into the trap of like saying, oh, there might be better out there. But I do think that like prime example. Me and May was when we go to the gym and we work out together, we kind of look at people and we judge. We got this little game that we do like up or down. Did he date up or did he date down? And it's just strictly off
right,
physical appearance. But
right.
what we notice, and I'm not trying to pick on our community, but I noticed that a lot of brothers, man, a lot of brothers, in shape, good looking brothers, man, that got something going for themselves, they girls, man, I don't know how they got with their girls. Maybe it started that way, but it's like they accepted like lower standards. Like for example, it doesn't matter really what ethnicity she is, but I'm saying if I'm in shape, I want a woman that's in shape, or at least that cares about her health, right? I don't want no 300-pound woman. I don't want no 200-pound woman. It have nothing to do with me being like fat phobic or whatever. I just don't want that. That's my preference. And so for me to see a lot of
Yeah.
these dudes, man, that's just like that got their stuff going on, and then I see the women they choose, and a lot of them, I don't know if they get forced into it, or I mean, I'm not gonna go as far as to say that, but I'm gonna say it doesn't look like, I would say they could have done better. That's what me and May
Man,
been seeing a lot of.
I would definitely say this, bro. I would definitely say it could be. Look, it could be when you got with her, she was fine, and then she started letting herself go. Maybe she
Man,
had a kid or two kids, and never recovered because when women have kids,
I know, but
they don't have the same amount of time
most
to
men are
exercise.
understand it. No, that's not true. I think that most men are understanding that a woman's body will change when they have kids. I think men understand that, but even
But I
still, if you want to
but
go to
that
the
still don't
gym.
stop the cheating though.
Well, I'm saying if I see the effort, I won't want to cheat. If I see you trying to go to the gym, if I see you trying to eat healthy, because the thing is, man, this was back in the day when me and we used to go to the park, right? I used to take the kids to the park, and there's a little track around there. Man, I used to see this woman. She had, them little four seaters. I'm talking about
Yeah,
the strollers with four seats simultaneously. Four kids
got
in
you.
them.
Yeah, I know.
Four
Yeah,
kids in them. And guess what she doing? She out there walking around, getting it in, getting her fitness in. So if a woman with four kids, all around the same age, I don't know if they was 2 or 3, but they was real little because they was still in stroller. 4.
I get what you're saying.
If she can do that with 4 kids, there
Yeah.
ain't no excuse for none of the rest of you all. No excuse. Get to the gym, fat asses. I'm kidding. I'm just playing. Hey, I
Hey,
tell
yo,
dudes that on the podcast too. You can't expect to get no fine woman if you fat ass, if you sitting on there eating chips and you ain't working out, you ain't eating right, you ain't drinking water. I tell
look,
dudes the same thing. This goes for both genders.
I want
I'm
to
not biased.
let me just piggyback off of what you said though. When it comes to like a person taking care of themselves, first off, if you don't put the work in to lose weight or to make yourself fit, you even if you don't say it, you partially are biased, bro. You are because the amount of work that it takes for you to lose a stomach, like for me,
I
I
get it.
got in the gym, dog. My arms were small, my stomach was big. it was bad, but I
Your
got
head was
up
always
and I
big though.
started going to
You
the
always had,
like
yeah,
what?
fat head, fat stomach, little ass arms, boy. You was looking.
It was
I'm just
bad.
kidding. I'm
It
just
was so
kidding.
bad, bro. DJ would be boy ranking on your boy, man,
Yeah.
ranking on me bad.
Hey,
Like I had
that's why I went
calves
to the
out,
gym. I went to
man,
took the kids to the park and like I got winded in like 2 minutes and they called me fat, man.
man. Say,
Kids
man,
is ruthless.
but look, the amount of time that it took, bro, to lose the weight, the amount of time that it took to like build the muscle and changing diets and you
Took me
know,
like a year and a half to see any results.
bruh, that's what I'm saying. So like, so for me to do that, you know, I don't know. That's it's hard to just accept somebody who don't is not at least willing to put the work in. Look, let me ask you
Don't be
this question.
lazy.
Okay,
You
let's take
fired.
okay, now we talking about physically, right? So what
Yeah.
about financially? So in your opinion, right? So if a dude has crawled out of a hole of debt and built his money up, should he accept a woman who is not like we physically fit, financially fit, mentally, who don't have good spend habits, who don't care about credit, who don't understand how to save or budget? Should he even deal with like you get
No,
what I'm saying?
that's an easy one. Look, the whole thing is that if you build yourself up, a
Right.
woman can be one of two things.
An
First of all,
asset.
an asset or a liability.
Yep.
But if she's an asset, she can take you from here and elevate you to here. Not that you don't we men don't need women to succeed, but women, when you give them a seed, they can turn it into a tree. If you find you a good woman, she can kind of help you elevate. Okay. But if you get a woman that's not about that life, she will bring you down and strip you of everything that you have worked decades to build. That's why it's so important about the type of woman that you find.
I agree with you,
And
Mario.
dudes don't take enough time to vet the woman. They
Bet
don't
the
take
woman.
enough time to ask questions. So to your question, the financial thing, nah, if and listen, the girl ain't gotta make no money. If I build myself, but what she does have to do, she have to be the 3 F's: fit, feminine, friendly. She have to be savvy with money. She have to know how to read the room. She has to bring me peace at home. There's a lot that's gonna be required of a woman of the caliber. Like if I'm of that caliber, I'm gonna require a lot from you.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna be no lazy.
Now hold on. You said something though. You said something. You said and look, I just want you to elaborate on it because you said you're okay with her not having money
Yeah.
as long as she understands that you're not here to just blow all my money.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. If I now me and May had this discussion too, and I do want my woman to have a job, but it don't have to be like a real job. It could be a hobby. And here's why. Because as a man, I'm going to be going out there, going to handle business. I'm going to be killing something, bring it back to the house so we both can
Right,
eat.
right,
And I need to be
right,
focused
right.
doing that. So
We ain't gonna never
if
be
you don't
right.
have something to do, something to occupy your time, you're going to be like getting in my way of what I'm doing. You're going to be getting away in my focus and my mission. And
Yeah, no,
it's
well, hold on.
easy.
Let me interject because for
Okay.
me, if you ain't got nothing to do, I'm gonna give you a job. Like for me, I have so many irons in the fire. I can teach you a skill, and you could be doing that while you at home.
Sure,
Then
sure.
this will give you something to do because you can. I can create a company or something. I can create something for you to do. I can. I'm gonna make it happen. But the thing is, I just need you to understand once this is set in motion, this is gonna be your thing. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
anyway, I ain't mean to cut you out. Continue
No,
to
it's cool. That's cool. That is another variation of it. But what I meant to elaborate a little bit more on the money, it's not that I don't care about her money. I do want her to make money. It's more about that uh I need her to understand what her role is gonna be for a high caliber man. And I'm like her money is not gonna be the thing that like after 5 o'clock when you get off, what is my experience with you? Because you can tell me about all the accolades, you can have all the degrees, you can have all the titles,
right.
you could be a CEO. But guess what? When you come home, I need you to be my woman. You
Hey,
you're not my
that's
boss. I need you to be my woman. And
that's valid, man.
a
That's
lot of
valid.
women that make a lot of money, they can't balance the two.
Well, okay, so look, back the initial question. Well, I was only commenting on what you had said as far as
Yeah,
she
I
don't
got
have
you.
to have no money.
She don't.
So
I
like,
but she has to be feminine, fit, friendly. She has to be savvy with money. She has to know how to read the room. She has to be, she has to bring me peace. Those things.
yeah, so she has to have basically like all the intangibles of being a good woman.
Yeah.
If she don't have that element of having or making her own money, she needs to be bringing some intangibles to the table. And I don't like saying that bring it to the table, but I'm saying she needs to have this when she
Nah,
come.
see,
Like she needs to be a woman of such.
I think this where men mess up because shying away from the whole thing about what she brings to the table, that would suggest that she don't need to have anything. That would suggest that we don't need.
No,
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 not you,
I just don't like
not
the
you. I know, but
terminology.
I'm saying I don't care about the terminology. What do you bring to the table? It's a valid question. If I'm a high caliber man, I want a high caliber woman, and I'm gonna need to know what how are you an asset to me? Because it can't be sex, it can't be a pretty face, because there's a lot of sex and pretty faces. You have to have more substance than that. But that's for me. This is why I talked about the low hanging fruit a little bit earlier.
Yeah, okay. I can agree with you. Like it's not saying that I disagree with the statement itself. I
But
just
why
don't
why
like
do you have an
where
issue with the terminology?
it's just
What does she bring to the table? What is the thing that bothers
no.
you about
Okay,
that?
so this is one of my things. My thing is when I hear it so many times, I'd hate to say it. So I understand what's meant by it, but I don't like using it because everybody use it. Every podcast that you hear, every quote that you see is about bringing something. I know you're gonna bring something to the table, but say it in a different way. I don't know.
Like
It
I
just
would
kind
okay,
of
so I would not say that to a woman, right?
yeah, but I get what you
If
but
I'm
you.
if
I just
I'm
want you to
dating or if
understand.
I'm courting, I would never say that to her. Like, what do you bring to the table?
Right, right, right.
But
But you
I'm gonna
are
be
looking
watching
for what you
very closely. Right.
yeah,
You get it.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. So it's not like I disagree with what that means. I
Yeah,
just
I
don't
know.
like
You just
using the term.
yeah,
If
it's
I can find
overused. Just like misogyny is overused. People don't know what that mean either.
yeah,
They
but that's
yeah.
exactly my point. Exactly my point. Exactly my point.
I'm just trying to help more men because to be honest with you, there are not a lot of advocates for men. On a serious note, man, just think about all the avenues that women have to go to when they need help. They got people they can talk to, they got support groups, they got all kinds of stuff, but there's not that many for men.
Mario,
There's
look,
that's why all these men's podcasts has been blowing up because men haven't had a voice.
bruh, let me tell you this. To go through what I went through, I had no resources, bro. Nobody felt sorry for me.
Out the mud.
Nobody, huh?
You got it out the mud.
Bruh, and I mean that, and I'm not gonna go into everything that I had to come through, but bro, you are right. There was no podcast at that time. There was no radio stations that I knew of. There was no support systems for men who lost his kids or the whole situation blew up without me going into detail of that. It wasn't because of me that my marriage ended, but I lost everything. I willingly
A
let her
lot of
keep
men do.
everything. But look, there was no place for me to go that would help me. No, nothing for my mentals. I
It
turned
never
to
is for
God.
men though.
Right. You're
Except for God.
absolutely right.
Except for God.
I turned to God and I start going to the library, reading books, finding information. When I say got it out the mud, bro, I learned everything from like reading and writing, like for real. But You are right. There is nothing for guys who deal with stuff like that. Woman cheat on them, or woman leave them, or woman just leave without the kids, or you stuck there dealing with a situation where the girl is checked out, or because we live in 2024, she like F the dude I'm living with and he gonna foot the bill. Cause you know how I don't know what women be on nowadays, but it's
I'm
very
going foot the
little.
bill. What the no?
But that's the point though. It's very little help for guys that be found in
Right.
these crazy situations,
I know.
bro.
I know. I see
It's
them all
it's
the time. I
very,
talk to them all the time. It,
very, very, very. So look, I want to say shout out to your podcast, man, for just being a resource for guys. You know what I'm saying? I gotta say, man, this is a shout out. A lot of guys, they need that. All right, so look, here's the next conversation. Check this out. So one of my rules is, and I I I came up with this rule once I saw this years ago. Once I saw what it's like to live by myself and then to live with a person, whether married or not. But so my rule is you never move in with a woman. You always either y'all move out together or you have her come in and move with you. What do you think of what do you think about the I don't care under no circumstances you are not to move with no woman. If you leave in your mama house, you should go and move to your own place, but you are not to move with your woman. What you think about that?
I agree with that. Because the thing is, if you're a man, first of all, if you're an adult, at the very least, you should have what I call the rule of three. And I wrote this in my book. I don't know where it's at, but I wrote this in my book. The rule of three is everything is I'm sorry, uh transportation, your own place, and some form of a career or employment. And the thing is, as a man, you should be leading in those areas because look, first of all, and I'm just gonna break each one down, right? Employment, you need that because dating costs a lot of money, and if you
That's right.
have a woman, she gonna cost. Period. You got to
Right.
pay to
You
play.
can't
Women
afford
ain't
to
free,
date. You ain't ready for no
right?
relationship.
Transportation, well, in this city, Houston is a big city. Going down the street is 30 minutes. You need a car, right? What you gonna do? Pick her up on Metro? No, I mean you need a car to do things with a woman. And then the third thing, what I said,
I mean, you
oh,
can Uber,
you can,
you could get her
you can,
Uber
you
to her
can do
house
that.
if you balling like that.
You can do that, but at the very least, you should have those three things. And so, and here's why I'm not an advocate for men moving with women. First of all, what if she get mad and you come home and your stuff is just thrown out? Ain't nothing you could do. There ain't nothing you could do.
Exactly.
That's one thing.
Exactly.
The other thing is, you know, it's not your own space, man. It's not your space.
Not at
You know,
all.
it's not your space. It's her space, and
That's
that's
right.
just the bottom line.
That's
And
right.
now the
And
caveat
then,
to
hold
that,
on.
you said
That's
never
not even
move in with a woman.
right. So look, that's not even counting like um if she pull this card on you like this is my house. So you ain't gonna talk to me like that in my house, or you ain't gonna treat me like that in my house. You ain't gonna blah 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 in my
You ever
house. You
seen
ain't
them?
even hit that yet. But
You ever seen them people doing the marathon runners and they be running fast and it be leaves, it be fall time, and when they be running, the leaves be kicking up. Watch my
yeah.
dust. I the second she say those words, bruh, watch my dust, bruh, bruh. She would not. She would come home from work and it would be like I was never there.
Yeah, nah,
My
much
my
respect. Much
number would be
respect.
changed. Her number be blocked, bruh.
Man,
I would
look,
be a ghost to her.
much respect, bro. Much respect.
You
Much
get out of here,
respect.
man. Brrr, bollocks.
Yeah, yeah, we agree on that. We agree on that. I wasn't
But I
trying to
do
cut
think
you off.
no, I do think that there is a case, and you did mention it, where when you can move the woman. One is obviously when you marry. The other one is I would say, like if you meet the woman that meet these your standards that me and Marcus was talking about having high standards. If you find a woman that reciprocates that meet those standards and you want to like get with her, and let's just say y'all both living in y'all own place and y'all decide that together y'all gonna get a bigger place, y'all gonna get y'all a dream house together and both y'all names on it and both everything is equal. I
Right,
condone that. I condone that
right.
because
I
like
agree.
if staying in upper in upper neighborhoods, I want to say upper echelon, but that's not the word I was looking for. But for lack of time, and if you want to stay in a higher price neighborhood, it's gonna cost you a higher price. And if together y'all make that money and y'all can ball together and become a power couple, I condone that. But you gotta vet the girl, very like vet her properly, make sure she's the woman that you can do that with.
I
That's the
agree.
only time I can condone moving in with a woman is if y'all doing it together to get something something bigger and something better that you maybe couldn't get on your own. Like, for instance, like a $500,000 house, something like that. I'm just making an example.
Look, bro, I gotta agree with you, dog. I gotta agree with you on that, man. It ain't no way. I think dudes should. You shouldn't have to move in with no woman. You shouldn't have to.
Well, you got
You shouldn't
good,
have
boy.
to set. You shouldn't have to have a woman to help you meet your bills every month. You shouldn't have to have that. And if you need that, I don't think that you should be dating. That's just me. So look, okay, here, let's turn the conversation. All right, so we
All right.
talking about living with your lady, right?
Okay.
How do you feel about this? Because this is another one of my rules. Well, I'm not gonna say it's one of my rules, but this is one of those hotly contested conversations. Me and Antoine disagree on this. My co-host, I hope you're watching. But nah, look. So I think now this is not one of my rules again, but this is just a hotly debated conversation. So I think, and I'm gonna use me in this example. So I have kids, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I get my kids a lot. I see my kids a lot whenever I want because I can do that. And but they don't live with me
Okay.
now. I want to change that, but that's not the issue. The issue is, so let's say I meet a person.
Okay.
She has kids that live with her.
Okay.
Do you think that it's a wise thing, or do you think it's a good idea for a dude who don't live with his own kids to go move in with a woman who has kids? Because me personally, that don't sit right with me. It don't. If I'm not living with my kids, I'm not gonna be living with somebody. I feel like I have so much to teach and train into a young person, and if I can't do that on a consistent basis with my own, I'm not feeling doing that with somebody else's. Like I'm just not. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, first of all, I get what you're saying and why you might be saying it, but I think i- it's gonna be like I'm in that situation. But
Yeah, but
in the,
wait, so like
I'm
my
gonna tell
kids
you,
don't get the benefit of me, but your kids do? I don't know, bro.
can
That's
you
hard
control that your kids are with you right now?
to an extent.
No, you don't have control over that. If today you said, "Man, I want my kids to come live with you," that couldn't necessarily happen. Yes or no?
I could.
Okay,
I
then
could.
why don't you do that?
Because our living arrangements are the way that they are. So she
Okay,
has custody and I have, but if I wanted to
hold
change
on, hold
that,
on, hold on.
I
That
could
brings,
change it.
but that brings me to
Most
my
guys
point.
can't though.
That brings me to my point. If you have control over that and you don't do it, that's one thing. If you don't have control over that, that's another. And in that case, going back to my example about, let's say if it was a $500,000 house and both of y'all moved out of y'all place to build something together and
Right.
y'all are gonna get married, y'all have the idea of doing it to do that. But let's just say, like in my case, I got a divorce and she has custody, right? I see them and everything. I've been petitioning for them to come stay with me, but at a certain point, I don't force my kids. If they say, well, we want to stay with mama, I'm not gonna force them, but they
Yeah,
they
I
can
don't
come over whenever. Right. But in that case, then yeah, I don't think it's a problem for you to be staying in the house. Just if your girl got kids, she got kids. The kids gotta come with her. I mean, they can stay with the dad, but if the kids are with her, I don't see a problem with a dude. Again, it's only in the case that they are both moving out of their own separate places and moving in
to
together.
move together. Right.
Right.
Okay.
Now, if it's
Okay.
if
Okay.
it's outside of that, I would say no. If you like, and the thing is, you got to make sure that if you are gonna do that, you got to do two things. One, your name got to be on the deed, okay?
I agree.
And two, you got to have half ownership and everything, so that when you making these payments, your credit is getting built up too. It can't be her stuff. It got to be y'all stuff together.
Yeah.
That's the only
Yeah.
way it works. Outside of that, then I agree with you. But if the two of you are doing that and building together, then yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Because at any time, if y'all don't work out, you still get half of that house. You still get half of
Right.
the equity. So it's
Okay.
not like it's a lose-lose situation. And if the kids can come, if you have control over that, you should get them. But if you, like you said, a lot of men can't do that.
A lot of men can't. Yeah.
I don't see a, I don't, I mean, so I'm a little bit, I guess I'm opposed to you on that, where it's just not like, if my kids not getting the benefit of me being there. I understand what you're saying, that
Yeah.
no other kid,
I
but
would, bro.
that's not realistic, bro. We got kids. So
Yeah, but look,
probably the woman that we talk to gonna have kids,
but
realistic.
I can't act like it wouldn't. I would do this, and you could call this being a hoe or whatever. Not not in that sense of seeing other women, but I'm saying like doing some whack stuff. Because me, I would be this. this. If me and you is living with your kids, I'm gonna try to get my kids as much as possible at that point. Like
Yeah.
I
So
just am.
nobody said you couldn't do that. Yeah, do that as much as possible for sure.
Yeah, because I mean, I want my kids to have the benefit of seeing me and being with me every day, just like yours are, and they may or may not appreciate or respect that, but my kids would.
Again, in my example, it's the two building together. So if they came together to do that, why? How come? Like,
So
what's your
I
issue?
call it
What's your issue with moving with a woman that has kids? I don't. What's
it's
not moving with because we said don't do that. But like, I'm just saying, if y'all building
moving
together, y'all
out.
come together and buy a house together. What's your issue with like her kids being there? And
Well, look, I'm not gonna say it's an issue. I'm just like, I don't know. I would feel some type of way to like the woman. I want her to have me every day, but I really would feel that way more so for like thinking of how my kids would feel. You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily on me. It's just I know my kids are probably, man, like that's they would feel some type of way, and because I know that they would, that's why I'm saying I would feel some type of way, and then that would make me want to try to get them even more because I get them a lot now,
you can get
but
them
that would
more.
make me want to get them even
Why
more.
couldn't you just have a conversation with them? Like the conversation I had with them was, look, this is your house just as much as it's my house. You can come anytime. As long as I'm alive on this planet, you got a place to come.
Yeah, I
So
mean, look,
with the door being open, that's not saying that they can't come.
yeah, no,
Or
no,
they can
no, no,
still
no,
get
no,
the
don't
benefit
get
of
me
me
wrong.
being there.
I'm not saying I'm against it, bro. I'm just saying I would
You
feel
did
some
say you
type,
was
and
against it.
well, I'm saying, let me say this. I would feel some type of way. Bro,
I
for a
feel that.
man, bro, you not training your seed, you not investing into your seed, and these are yours from your
Okay.
loins, bro.
Let me
And
hold you
then
for one
you're
second.
investing that
Let me
time.
interject for 1 second. I agree with you what you're saying, and I see where you're going with that. What are the chances that that men can get custody of their children? What percentage of men do you think when they go through all these things, splitting up with a woman, actually have the opportunity to get their kids in this country, the courts, and
Especially in
how that?
Texas.
Yeah. So, what percentage do you think of men can get their kids?
I don't know.
Okay,
That
it's not high.
I've been in I know I've been in the system for I have been in the system for a long time. So I'm quite
So it's
familiar
almost
with it.
sometimes it's not possible
It's
for men
slim
to
to
get their
none. It's
kids.
slim to none. However, the issue, like, okay, so for example, if I couldn't see mine on the regular and consistent basis, if they were trying to keep them from me, I'm trying to get them. At this point, I'm finna try to get custody, and I'm gonna fight. I will be homeless, so I go stay with my mama to fight and get my kids, and then when I get them, we moving out. But yes, sir, I would definitely, most definitely, try to. But for the most part, I think it's just dudes. We are at a disadvantage when it comes to the kids,
Yeah,
man. Like
but
we are
that's
such at a disadvantage.
that's why I think you were being a little bit harsh when
Yeah,
you
I hear what
saying,
you're saying, bro. I hear what you're saying.
because it's not like dudes don't want their kids. It you if can you agree with this? Tell me if you agree with this. The small minority of dudes that are not good and not good fathers to their kids, those are the ones that get the shine, that get on TV, that get blasted on social media. But us guys that work
Yes,
every day, that take care of
right.
our kids, you don't see
We don't
many of
right.
we don't
I
get that. And
now
so all
that
you hear, and this is what women do, they take
yes.
what they hear, and they don't, that's not really the majority.
I agree with that. I do agree with that.
I don't have statistics, but I'm just saying I
Well,
know it's
no, no.
way
You know
more
what? Hold
men.
on. If I could really just be real, and I'm talking about the guys that I know that are in my circles that are
Everybody in
like,
my circle that I
but
know.
wait a minute. For I know, I would say it's kind of equal because I know dudes that know their kids, but they are not consistently in their kids' life. And then I know dudes that know their kids that are consistently in their kids' life. And I don't judge, right? I don't judge. And if I could do all I do for mine, I don't see no excuse for nobody else. But with
I
that
agree.
said, it from what I see, it can be 50-50, bro. It can be
Okay,
50-50
okay.
because
I
I
I
do
I go
see
with
it a
that.
lot in social media. I do see it a lot on the news, and the dudes that get the shine and ain't take care of the kids.
I just
And
don't
you're
think
right.
it's
Not
accurate.
one time or the good side, we are not
I
depicted.
know.
But
Ever.
bro, for the guys that are in my circle, it's kind of 50-50, bro. And
Okay.
that's That's being genuinely honest. I ain't putting
That's
nobody
cool.
down.
That's good. You being honest. So I'm gonna go with that statistics 50-50. But in the circle of guys I know, all of them take care of their kids. I know one bum, one. And remember, I've been around a lot more people than you because I was in the Navy.
True,
So and the oil and gas industry, I'm able to see a lot of these
true,
successful
true. You
guys,
travel the world.
and
Yeah, you
and
travel the world.
all of them take care of their kids. Like I said, wait, no, two. I'm sorry, two guys out of all the guys I know, and I know a lot of them that didn't take care of their kids. I'm not
Yeah.
here to say that it ain't guys that don't do that. I'm just saying it is skewed. It's skewed and it's inaccurate the amount of guys that they say are deadbeats.
Well, let's just say this in your world, because, bro, again,
No, we'll go with
I know
50%.
some dude. Look, I know some dudes that I'm really cool with. I know some dude. You know, I just started the whole church thing and being around pastors and being around church leaders and stuff. And I haven't been around the world, but I can say 50-50. I can
Okay,
definitely say 50.
okay.
And I know a lot of PKs, like, preacher kids. And the reason why they
We the
not
worst,
in
bro.
church right now is because somebody dropped the ball. And I ain't calling no names and I ain't saying nothing about nobody, but it's 50-50. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, all right. I'm with that.
Yeah, it's 50. All right, all right.
I see it in the chat. I don't know if this is the same one. We kind of hit on this already.
Yeah, we did. We everything in the chat we did not already done. All right.
All right.
Do you think that it is wise to be non-sexual before you get married?
We don't have enough. We don't have enough time. But I'll just be brief. There are times when my faith and my spirituality clash with reality, and in some of those, it's hard for me to figure out which way to go. But
Ooh,
I do
nicely
have some
put.
thoughts on it.
That is very nicely put, man. So look, guys, look, I'm gonna say that conversation for the next time, but I like the way you put that. You have a last message for the audience before we go off?
Yeah, just something for again, listen, I'm not women phobic. I don't hate women or anything. As a matter of fact, I love women. Everything that men do is for women. But I will say this because again, I'm an advocate for men, so I'm thinking about men. Never give your time, energy, and resources to a woman who doesn't deserve it. You have the right to say no to being finessed. You have the right to say no. Have some standards and don't accept less than what you deserve. It's time for men to start being leaders again, and that's not just in the financial space. That also means you need to be a leader by saying no to some things that are easy, and yes to things that are hard. It's hard to turn down free snatch, right? But as a man, you get better when you do that.
I agree with that.
That's my last words. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. I like the conversations we have, man. Hopefully we can do more of them.
Oh yeah. We definitely gonna do more. This is the first time that it's just us two, but it definitely will not be the last. Guys, I put his info for his YouTube channel and his YouTube handle is right there at the bottom of the screen. I've been trying to toggle them for y'all so y'all can see how you can reach me, how you can reach him. But guys, go check his podcast out. It's real fun and straightforward to listen to. And I want to say thank y'all for watching today. Thank y'all for watching. We come on every Friday between 12 and 1. So, man, subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Subscribe to my man channel, man. What is y'all doing?
This is the home for the Encounter Podcast.
Don't be a ninja watcher. Subscribe. I'm telling them not to be ninja watchers. Subscribe to my boy stuff, man. What's good?
Oh, appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. So yeah, so this is the home of the Encounter Podcast. There's gonna be a whole lot more. I got some special guests coming up next week. I got a friend of mine who is a female. Boy, Antoine, co-host, is coming back. I got another female lady friend of mine who's coming. We got some real good topics, real good conversations coming for y'all. So all right, Mario, thank you for being on, bro. I love you. I love y'all. Thank y'all once again for watching, and I'll see y'all next Friday, bro. Y'all have a good one.